If you've been watching my channel for some time now, you probably already know that I'm not a huge fan of playlist promotion companies. I think most of them are just, let's just say not that honest, and they just take your money and give you fake streams from, random bots. I've personally been burned before. I assume you've probably burned as well. And I made videos as well, not necessarily warning people directly about these companies, but how there are much better ways to actually grow on Spotify. But I'm actually now doing something that I never thought I would do. I'm actually reviewing a playlist promotion service that I can actually generally recommend now. But quick story. So I'd already been talking with the founders of Boost Collective, Ronan and Damien, for a while now, especially Ronan, such a good guy. And basically, Ronan talked me through the process, how they grow their playlists, and we also connected on like a personal level because I'm building our team with Smart Noise, and a few months ago, Ronan and Damien they just moved Boost into a new office with their team. So it was actually great to connect with someone like-minded. But I also been to New York last month for Indie Week, and I also had the chance to meet them in person, although we didn't take any photos unfortunately. But we actually had a very unnecessarily expensive glass of wine. But anyway, so here's what I think actually makes Boost Collective different from all those other sketchy playlist companies out there. They actually don't use bots. They don't buy fake streams. Instead, it's a revolutionary concept, right, for a lot of people. But they grow their playlists organically using ads. Oh my god, right? But they actually do it. A lot of companies say, oh, we grow our own playlist with ads, and they just don't. They just buy you fake streams. But I'm also not the type of person to just take someone's word for it, no matter how nice they seem or how legitimate their process sounds. So I decided to put them to the test. And by the way, I'm not sponsored. I haven't been paid, for doing that. I just genuinely wanted to try them. And, I told Ronan that I was going to make this video. So, so I ran a campaign using an artist called Home for Joy. It's an artist assigned to my friend Peter Jarrett's record label, Sweat Entertainment. Thanks, Peter. But I'm not going to lie. I was expecting, to make another, why playlist promotion is a scam video, but the results actually kind of surprised me. Now, I'm not going to spoil everything right now because I want to walk you through the entire process and show you the actual dashboard, break down all the numbers, and give you the full transparent breakdown of what actually happened. But I will say this, for the first time ever, I can actually recommend a playlist promotion service. So enough with the talking. I'm gonna dive into the Spotify for Artists dashboard as well as the Boost Collective dashboard and show you a bunch of numbers. Okay, so this is the Boost Collective dashboard where the campaign was. Now, the campaign ran in a few months ago, and this video actually took some time to make, and I even had to shoot it twice because of some whatever, it doesn't matter. But point is, I can't remember exactly when the campaign started, but this is the song right here. And I believe if we go to source of stream, it's not here but here, and we look at other listeners playlists, we can probably see when the campaign actually started. Yeah, pretty much here. So on April, the end of April. Now, for some of you, this spike might seem weird, but it's actually not, for a very simple reason. When you have your song added to like a high traffic playlist, it's normal that on day one you go from like 2 listeners to 200 from that playlist. So this is pretty normal. So yeah, end of April, that's when the campaign started. So perhaps we can do this and do custom. Let's do so 16th of April, not 2024 but 2025. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, awesome. So we have the full picture now. So this is when the campaign started, and this is the streams coming from their playlist, basically, because this artist had pretty much nothing else going on. So we can see that. Now, what I actually look for when not only when I'm, when there is music on playlist and I want long-term growth, but also, when I, run ads, for my music. I want to see that, yes, there is some increase, but there is also a long tail, because otherwise you are restricted to the results that you pay for pretty much, upfront, for just when the campaign runs. But that was actually not the case, and that's very rare with playlists, and that's why I was saying that I can actually recommend them. So if we look at the source of streams, and we also look at, for example, actually not here, but I think it was there. So actually, let me remove everything because that's easier. So as you can see right here, this artist was at around, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's do that. But as you can see here, the artist was averaging, a bunch of plays a day, like anywhere between 10 and 25, right? So the campaign started and it jumped at 200. That's awesome. But what's interesting is that when the campaign ended, which is kind of around here, because if you look at the source of streams, other listeners playlists, right, you can see that it's pretty much ended here, right? So what I liked is the fact that even though the song was not getting that many streams, it was actually getting saves. It was actually getting playlist ads. Saves going up, playlist ads. So that is actually a very, very good sign, because if you don't see any song saves, any playlist ads, are people even real at that point? Do they even does it even matter to get streams? So from what I can see, and from the numbers that I have access to, I think that was a pretty good campaign. Let me see if I can actually see listeners' own. So there you go. So this is the source of streams, listeners' own playlists and library, which means that right when the campaign actually, the playlist campaign actually started, you can see there has been an increase in listeners' own playlist and library streams, which is exactly what you want to see when you do any type of music promo, especially playlisting, because that's such a passive type of music promo. But when you see that, that's when you know that this is actually working. So I can't actually remember what was the pricing package that I went with, but anyway, they had the result ranges and whatever. But I think no matter if you do the small campaign or the bigger campaign, you can actually see pretty good results. What I would personally do, if I were you watching this video, I will run a playlisting campaign, but I will also pair that with an ad campaign, because streams from playlists are great, for a number of different reasons, but they are more so, passive. If you combine them with, active listenership, like with ads, people who are actively choosing to go and stream your music and not, find it on a playlist, you get the best of both worlds. You can get the kind of volume up with playlists, and then also you can get also the volume up with ads, but also a higher intent, so you will get even more saves, more followers, more playlist ads, more of the engagement metrics that are actually meaningful. So yeah, I think overall that was successful, and I definitely recommend Boost Collective. Something else they did, which I think is pretty cool, is that in the dashboard they show you what are the playlists that your song was added to. Now, honestly, I haven't checked them all. I checked a few. I didn't really have the time to go through them all, but that's cool that they literally tell you, what kind of playlist you were, added to, especially because, you could go to websites like, can't remember the name, but to basically check if the playlist is fake or not. So would they be giving you this info if they knew their playlists were fake? Anything can happen, but I don't think so. So yeah, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, I haven't been paid. There is no affiliate link I can send you. You can just go to their website and say, hey, Gio, send me your way. So yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts about, if you've already worked with them. maybe. What are your thoughts on, Spotify playlisting, your thoughts on combining that with ads, if you already done that. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I haven't been making a lot of videos lately because of everything that is going on with SmartNoise. Is very exciting stuff, and I honestly, making videos for me is pretty exhausting for some reason. I just spend most of my days working on the SmartNoise product, honestly, and just working with the team. Anyway, enough with the rant. So until the next one, take care. Bye.